Hello and welcome back to 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. Every day I receive one album from the 1001 Album Generator website. I'm not associated with this website, but I was put onto it by some people on Reddit. And I've found it a valuable resource into, when I say hearing new music, it's all old music, anything prior to 2005. But it's always something I haven't heard or haven't heard all of it. And today is certainly no different because today we have Led Zeppelin III. If you're like most of us, you will have heard the Immigrant Song, maybe the Gallows Pole, and maybe Since I've Been Loving You. And if you're not familiar with the Immigrant Song, I'll play a tiny little bit. That's about as much as I can probably play without being blocked, because Led Zeppelin are very protective about their music, and they don't allow just anyone to use it. It was famously used in School of Rock with Jack Black. If you're not familiar with Led Zeppelin and why a lot of people rave about them, you may think they're overrated for some reason. Is that they started in the late 60s after Beatlemania, and they kind of took it up a notch compared to the Beatles rock-wise, and they were highly influential to a lot of people following them, and they consisted of Jimmy Page on the guitar, who's credited as writing most of the hits and the riffs that we all hear, like Stairway to Heaven. They had a fantastic singer in Robert Plant, who's well known for being able to record a song in one take. The drummer was John Bonham, who is still to this day regarded as one of the best drummers ever. He has passed away a long time ago. And John Paul Jones, who initially people thought was just a bass player, but he turned out on this album to be a multi-instrumentalist, playing multiple instruments and proving himself to be a truly worthy musician. He's still around, still plays for other bands. So if you listen to them with that in mind, you'll be able to hear why they're such a big deal. And if you think about it, if they came out now, if music like this came out now, the first thing people would say is, oh, it sounds like Led Zeppelin. Right? They've got their own sound. They have a distinct sound. When people hear Greta Van Fleet, well, some people joke that Jimmy Page wants all of his riffs back. Anyway, I digress. So this is an interesting album, actually, because especially you go by the opening track of most albums up until probably 10 years ago. Maybe some of them still now do, but the opening track was always very crucial. It's designed to, someone to go into a record store, put it on, and oh wow, get sucked straight in. Wow, this sounds great. I want to hear more. And the Immigrant Song is certainly no exception to that. But the album takes a turn, right? I've read somewhere that they had a policy of having no singles. I don't know what that's about. I didn't look further into it, but apparently that's a thing that people talk about, that Led Zeppelin weren't trying to make singles. They were trying to make an album. That's what I've heard. It certainly checks out when you listen to this, because the Immigrant Song is high energy rock, and the next song, Friends, well, let's have a bit of a listen, see if which is famously done in a very different kind of tuning called open C tuning, which I can briefly show you. It sounds quite different, but it's actually, I'll put it on the screen, but it goes C, G, C, G, C, E. So you got to tune in. the low 3 strings down somewhat, one of them up, leave 2 the same. Anyway, it's called open C tuning because when you hit all of the strings, it makes a C chord. And with minimal effort, you can just bar with one finger and make some chords. It's pretty cool, actually. So that's Friends for you. And the next song is Celebration Day, which is, if you can hear, is pretty upbeat, pretty rocky. It's actually a pretty cool song. So you've gone from a rock song to an acoustic song back to a rock kind of song, which is, as I said, it's pretty well put together. It is a pretty good song. And then we move on to Since I've Been Loving You, which, again, I've got to be very careful how much I play, but which you can hear from that's a very bluesy, really, really bluesy. And it is, again, it's a very different pace. They're not trying to keep a pace or a theme to this album. It's very experimental in my view. So rock, immigrant song, Friends, acoustic, Celebration Day was a bit more fast-paced. And then this is a real laid-back, slow, super bluesy. It's a cool song. It really, really is a good song. And, like, some people think blues is easy. And I've heard an interview of Paul Gilbert, who you might know him from Racer X or Mr. Big and various other projects that he has done. He is a super talented guitarist, and he himself admits that he struggles to play blues. He sees blues as a hobby, and he hopes to be able to do it properly one day. So it's certainly, if you think it's slow and easy, get up on stage and play it. You'll see what I mean. You'll get booed off the stage if you don't do it properly. You don't know what you're doing. And if you listen to this song, he clearly, Jimmy Page, really, really does know what he's doing. And then we go to Out of the Tiles, and again, I'll play a brief bit. And you can hear from the pace of that's more high-paced, rocky kind of a song. You can see this is no real theme, as I said before. It's a pretty cool track as well. And the next song is The Gallows Pile, on which you'll hear is also an acoustic track. I'm not sure of the tuning on that one, but again, we're going back to an acoustic kind of song. It's probably different to everything that was around at the time. And the next song is Tangerine, which sort of starts off for the first minute as acoustic and then sort of goes like that. The drums kick in and it's a bit more of a clean sort of sounding guitar tone. Still a great track. It's not the same style all the way through. They're very much mixed up every song. And then you move into That's the Way, and as you'll hear if you can pick it up from the brief bit I play, you found another game to play. That's sort of it reminds me of some of the song, or one of the songs on Led Zeppelin IV, the album after this. Again, very non-typical, very different to what was going on at the time. They were very much running their own race and they didn't give a crap what anyone thought, was my opinion, and from what I could piece together from what they've said in interviews. And then you move into Bron Ura Stomp, I think it said, from the bit. I'll try to play a small bit. It's got a sort of a country feel to it. It's nothing like any of the other songs. It's just quite, I keep using the word different. What else can I say? And then the last song is Hats Off to Roy Harper. And that's more acoustic based, but a lot of slide guitar in that. Really, really cool stuff. If you don't play guitar, slide guitar ain't easy, and to do it well is even harder. And you listen to this, it's a bit surprising how, to me, how versatile Jimmy Page really is as a guitarist. modern guitarists or people who don't appreciate Led Zeppelin and what they did for the music industry and how they influenced more of our modern guitarists, they will sort of look at Jimmy Page and measure his playing ability, I suppose, and compare him to the modern guitarist and go, oh, he's not very good, what the hell? They're not really getting the context. They're not getting why he is so revered by all of the guitarists around now. All of the big guitarists, all of the ones who are good, all that have all come up with some of the riffs we all know and love. A lot of them were influenced by him. So try to keep that in mind when you're listening to this, that when it was recorded and where they fit into the music industry. So anyway, that is a pretty damn good album. And look, it's hard to not give that 4 stars. It really is. I wish I could play more, but again, copyright. Don't blame Led Zeppelin for this. This is everybody else who thought it was their God-given right to do whatever the fuck they like with Led Zeppelin's music and, treat it like it's their own. Well, they've had to sort of say, nope, we're not letting anyone use our music at all. And they can afford to because, look, they're a band that doesn't need promoting. I mean, I'm promoting them now. It certainly wouldn't hurt more people to listen to more different kind of music, or if they've just gone, Led Zeppelin, who the hell are they? Because they do say you are what you eat. If you are a musician, you are better off listening to more kinds of music, no matter what style you play. If you're a country guitarist, you're a country player or whatever, and that's all you listen to, you're going to be very one-dimensional. This is not me. You listen to all of the big artists out there now, and listen to what they have to say about that. That's what they say, is mix it up. Don't just listen to one style. You'll be very boring. And it's amazing how many bands are made up of one guy that's into one style and one guy that's into another, and together they make this unique kind of music. And look, at the end of the day, if you don't mix it up, and you want to listen to Spotify and you want to get recommended music, if you just listen to one style, all you're going to get's one style. It just makes things more interesting for anyone, whether you're a musician or you're just a music enthusiast. But anyway, there you have it. Led Zeppelin III. Go and have a listen. I'll put all the links down in the description for their YouTube and for their Spotify for this. And as always, there is the playlist, 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die, which each week, every day, almost every day, as a new album comes along, I add it to that playlist. You should be able to find it. Again, that is also in the description. Any questions or comments, please put them below. Thanks for watching.